Well, I don't see anything leaking, but I've got zero oil pressure. When I started taking this car to the track, it had wheels, tires, some basic suspension, and a manual transmission swap. Now, however, there's probably about $10,000 in the car as it sits, and it is much, much faster. For the last 4 years, I've been competing in my local series that's exclusively for Toyotas, and we're back here at Buttonwillow for the first time in a long time. To give you an idea of this track, beginners would be doing good if they're doing sub 2 minute 20. The really fast guys are doing sub 2 minute, so I'm looking for a 2:10.
Is this thing pretty quick or what?
2:11, 2:12.
That's not bad. What have you done to this thing? Got it?
Final drive, LSD, suspension, wheels and tires, and it's like 2,000 pounds.
It's pretty fun?
Yeah.
How much money you got in this?
I think 15, and that's over 4 years, you know, going through tires and.
Hey, you enjoy it and have fun?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what it's all about. Hey, have a good one. Be safe. Fast or slow?
Slow. For the first session, the organizers have no idea what times people are going to run, so you pretty much have to tell them whether you think you're going to go fast or going to go slow. This is the second fastest group of the day, so I'm not anticipating being the fastest one on track. This is also an open passing group, which I don't have a lot of experience with, and I was a little reluctant to get passes done. Eventually, I figured it out. Just when I was getting into a rhythm with the Yaris, feeling out the new brakes, I saw that someone else wasn't having as good of a day. Normally something like this results in a yellow flag, but this was the first time that I had seen a red flag with this organizer. So that's the first red flag session I've ever seen. That Elantra stopped right in the S's. That is a tough spot to recover from, and yeah. Okay, so that was a little anticlimactic. So I saw 216, and that was with slowing considerably and getting out of that traffic. Even in an open passing group like this, the place for the safe pass, where you don't dive bomb people into the corners, is the straight. And this really just doesn't have the power to actively pass someone on the straight. I'd have to get the corner like perfect and get right up on their bumper without hitting them so that I could get alongside before they accelerate away from me because they have more power. So yeah, maybe this car is not meant for open passing. Maybe this does better in point buy, because then everybody's expecting to give the point buy, and in open passing some people are just like, no, if you're faster, go by. I managed to do that, but I end up having to use a little bit of like racecraft, which is fun, kind of, but it's not what I'm here to do today. Like, I'm not looking to battle wheel to wheel, I'm looking to set a fast lap. The time that I set is not representative of the time that this car can do. So the last time I had the Yaris here, it ran a 213. Since then, it's had a Cusco 1.5 LSD, a 4.3 final drive, grippier tires, and new brakes put on. So I think I'm aiming for a 210. But that's not my ultimate goal for the year. The ultimate goal is a 208, because as far as I can tell, that is the fastest a Yaris has ever gone around this track. Back in the late 2000s, the suspension company TEAMMOMO brought a 2007 Yaris just like this one to Super Lap Battle. They had a LSD similar to mine, they had a full roll cage, they had a professional driver, they had the late 2000s equivalent of these tires. They also had a supercharger, which I don't have. In fact, beyond a mild tune and an intake, this thing is completely stock as far as power goes. So can I make a sub 210 with only 106 horsepower? And can I match that 208 of a professional driver in a supercharged version of this car, with suspension provided by a suspension company that was sponsoring the whole build?
We'll see.
The second session definitely felt better. The car felt like it was in a better spot, and the traffic was better as well. The red flags, though, they kept on coming. Eventually, we got started up again, and I started really chasing down my new personal best with the Yaris, hunting that 210 and pushing every single lap. Problem is, when I do that, I tend to lose it a little bit somewhere. All right, another session down, another weird session. We had a red flag for a little bit. There's some weirdness going on today. Not sure what it is, but it's just something in the air. That session was a lot better though. I managed a 2:11.5, new personal best. I can feel that there are certain times where I really need to get the balance under control and be very precise. These brakes have so much more stopping power. There's so much more bite. They're so much more aggressive. However, my actual stopping distance hasn't changed all that much because the tires gripping the road is still the same. So maybe I'm a little bit faster because I'm on the threshold more often, but also maybe I'm a little bit slower because I'm dealing with the threshold of braking so much more often and getting it wrong. Now this has gone from a mechanical limitation to a skill limitation. The car now has the brakes that it needs. Now I just need to be able to actually properly threshold brake in every corner where it's needed. Let's see how it goes next session. The day was really heating up, and some of the more high-strung cars were definitely having to sit out sessions. So I knew if I wanted to go faster, I was going to have to do it now. So I was fighting a new problem. The Yaris now has so much grip that I need a better seat belt because this 3-point harness is not doing it anymore. Of course, the real biggest problem was, once again, red flags. Another red flag, my God. That's the third red flag in 3 sessions. We were eventually allowed to start up again and continue the session, but after a few laps, I looked down and I noticed a really big problem. My oil pressure gauge was showing 0, and the oil light on the dash was also on. Leaking. Oil light is on. Oil pressure sensor is at 0. Well, I don't see anything leaking. It might just be that the wire got damaged. It is an aftermarket oil pressure sensor, so it's got its own wire. It's not part of the harness. But that doesn't explain why the light on the dash should be on. Well, I guess I'm gonna limp this over to my spot and take a look. I mean, there's oil. I guess I'm gonna let the car cool down and check that cable and see how we're doing. I checked the wiring from end to end and couldn't find any issues. Engine's running though. I know the 1N ZFE is a cockroach of an engine and it'll just keep on going, but there's no way it's running with 0 oil pressure. It's feeling like the oil pump, and I am not going to go on track with a bad oil pump. So, looks like a 211.6, 211.5 is where we end the day. Still an improvement, but man, yes, the car has more in it. One of these days I will get a clean track day. Okay, I don't know if I'm missing much because this is 4th session for Green Group out right now, and it is red flagged again. I just talked to the organizers. There have been 4 red flags today, and there have been 4 Green Group sessions. Every single one was red flagged at some point. So that's a new record.
What's up, dude?
What's up? We're gonna do the awards after yellow at the top.
Okay. I am probably gonna head out of here.
Head out right now? Okay.
Yeah, my oil pressure hit 0.
Okay.
I think the oil pump is dead, but I got it off track and it idles fine, and you know, I think I just got lucky. And it's loaded up on the trailer now, and I got a long drive home, so
For sure.
figure I might as well just do that.
Right on.
So we didn't hit our target lap time, but if the engine really is having oiling issues, then we got very lucky getting it off track when we did. Next thing for me is to figure out why this engine is not building oil pressure. And if I can't figure it out, this might be the end of this little 1.5 liter that has been with me for so long. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing on what happens with this Yaris in the future.